It's crazy where life takes you when you walk among the stars. For the last few weeks, I've been at an Argos extractors mining facility on the moon of Vectera. The work is grueling, not only because of the heavy lifting, but the dust, grit, and coarse sand. It gets everywhere. But I had to take this job when the money from my latest expedition ran dry with no results to show for it. Well, studying xenobiology is only lucrative when you find life on planets, and I found nothing. The pay here is rock bottom, no pun intended. So I was expecting to stay for a while longer, but then that changed when Lynn, our boss, pushed us to chase some irregular readings in the mines. Lynn is the only one at the facility who knew of my knowledge of xenobiology, so perhaps she was expecting me to find something lurking within the walls? But thankfully, instead, I found some strange floating cubes. When I touched the cubes, they simply drifted away, as if gravity held no power over it. And when I touched this odd metal object jutting from the rocks, my head split with pain. I saw bright visions and heard shrill music that sliced into my brain until I felt like I would burst. I woke up hours later, and despite my swimming head and lingering headache, I knew it was time to pack in the mining job. The luck was on my side, as Lynn was incredibly quick in moving this retrieved item to a man and his robot. Their ship landed, and Lynn made some kind of trade. I'll be honest, I wasn't really paying much attention to what was said, but suddenly I found myself with a ship to pilot. Was I still hallucinating? Did I enter some kind of dream? It's been a very long time since I flew a ship for myself. I prefer to be a passenger, sitting in the coolest area of the ship, poring over my research papers and looking at new xenobiological finds. I was rusty, but thankfully Vasco, that robot, walked me through it all, and I'm so glad he was there. We landed on Crete, where I immediately took the opportunity to deviate from the proposed plan of raiding a pirate hideout to study the local fauna. I came across two species, trilobite and a Crete stalker. The first seemed friendly and scurried by with no second thought to my presence. I was able to take some great photographs for my collection. The second, however, was less welcoming to my presence. Perhaps the flash from my camera scared it, but before I could retreat peacefully, Vasco made short work of this alien life form. While I'm upset I couldn't study it in its natural habitat, I took more photos and hope to study more if I can find them. With no way off the planet except through the research facility crawling with pirates, I knew I had to make my way inside. But instead of a bustling facility, I found a tomb. Scientists with their limbs torn, flesh and innards spilling from their rotting wounds. It was a sight I'll never forget. As I proceeded to explore the building, I found a computer terminal with information on some kind of xenoterror. Was this what caused the carnage? Did the beast cut its way through its captors for hope of freedom? Every flickering shadow, every tiny movement spurred a fear in me that I may be the next victim. So I made a swift exit. I found the pirate leader on the roof, luckily or unluckily, still intact. Once he learned that Constellation were no treasure hunters, he too made a swift exit. I was relieved to hear our final destination was New Atlantis, as my parents just moved there a few months ago for their retirement. I've been meaning to visit, but I couldn't face the shame of another dud expedition. Hopefully an alliance with Constellation will smooth over any disappointment. And the people here are so nice and welcoming, so naturally I'm suspicious. What do these people have to gain from my presence? Do they intend to butter me up and use me and my expertise? Or am I just overthinking it and should just go with the flow until I get funds for my next expedition? I still believe the visions from the mines cause me to hallucinate because I'm sitting here, writing from the comfort of my own quarters in the mysterious Constellation's house. How did that happen? Why did that happen? Whatever happens next, I'm glad I no longer have to deal with sand.